So, when you think of a successful trader, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it crazy charts, a wall of numbers, super complex strategies? Well, the truth is, the most important part of trading has almost nothing to do with outsmarting the market. It's all about mastering the game inside your own head.
And you know, that leads us to the one question that every single trader, from a total newbie to a seasoned pro, eventually asks. What really is the most important piece of the puzzle? Is it the perfect strategy, some secret risk model, or is it something else?
Well, the answer might actually surprise you. This game, it doesn't really reward the smartest person in the room or the one with the fanciest software. Nope, it rewards the person who can control themselves the best. At the end of the day, success in trading is a game of self-control.
And this is the formula the top 1% live by, and it pretty much flips everything you've probably heard on its head. Get this, a full 50% of success is mindset, 30% is money management, and only 20% is your actual technique. Most of us obsess over that tiny 20%, right? But the pros, they know the real work, the real gains are made in the other 80%.
And listen, this isn't just some abstract idea from a textbook. This ratio is forged in the fire, in the often painful real world of the market. It's a lesson most traders learn the hard way. So let's break down each pillar and really see why this formula is just so powerful. All right, let's start with the biggest piece of the pie. Pillar number 1, conquer yourself. There's a reason mindset is a whopping 50% of the game, and it's simple. The toughest battle you'll ever fight isn't against the market. It's against the person looking back at you in the mirror.
So, what do we really mean by mindset here? It's your ability to keep your emotions in check. It's having the discipline to stay calm and let a winning trade do its thing. And it's having the strength to cut a losing trade without hesitating, even when your ego is screaming at you, no, just hold on a little bit longer.
I mean, does any of this ring a bell? That feeling of euphoria after a big win that makes you get greedy and take way too much risk on the next trade, or being totally paralyzed by fear after a loss so you miss the next perfect setup. And oh man, the classic revenge trade, trying to force a win just to get your money back. These right here, these are the mindset traps that will destroy even the best trading strategy on the planet. And the damage these emotional traps cause is just staggering. It all comes down to one critical number that you need to burn into your brain: 90%.
Because 90% of trading mistakes have nothing to do with a bad chart or a wrong analysis. They are completely self-inflicted wounds. They come straight from our own minds the moment we let emotions like fear and greed take the driver's seat.
And this is really the key. Having a good mindset isn't about becoming a robot who doesn't feel fear or greed. That's impossible. We're human. It's about feeling those things, acknowledging they're there, but never ever letting them be the one to actually click the buy or sell button.
Okay, so once we're working on our mindset, we can move on to the second pillar. You must survive. This is all about money management, that critical 30% of the game that is dedicated to one thing and one thing only: longevity.
You can see a huge shift in perspective right here. A novice trader's goal: make the most money as fast as possible. But a professional's main goal is way simpler: stay in the game long enough to trade tomorrow. They know that profit is just a happy byproduct of survival.
So what is money management? I love this analogy. Just think of it as your seatbelt. It's the system you always use, no excuses, that protects you from a catastrophic crash. It's that set of rules that guarantees that no single bad trade can ever take you out of the game for good.
And that seatbelt, it is incredibly powerful. It keeps your losses small and predictable. It stops you from making those gut-wrenching, account-blowing mistakes. And by smoothing out the wild swings, it lowers your emotional stress, which, hey, feeds right back into having a better mindset. It lets you trade based on statistics, not gut feelings, and that's what makes the inevitable drawdowns totally survivable. And finally, that brings us to our third and last pillar: just a tool. This is technique. It's the part everybody focuses on first, but there's a very good reason it's only 20% of the game.
Your technique, that's your toolbox. It's all the stuff you spend months, maybe even years learning. Fibonacci, volume profile, order flow, all that good stuff. These are the strategies you use to spot potential opportunities out there in the market. But that brings up a huge question, one that drives a lot of traders crazy. If these tools and strategies are so great, why do so many people who seem to know them inside and out still fail to make money consistently?
The answer is so simple, but it's everything.
The tools don't beat the market. The person using the tools has to beat themselves first. A brilliant strategy is totally worthless if your mindset makes you second guess, break your own rules, or chase after losses.
So here's a good way to think about how they all work together. Your technique, that just gets you to the starting point. It finds a potential trade. But it's your mindset and your money management that determine where you finish. They're the ones that decide if that trade ends as a small, controlled loss or a well-managed win. So let's put this all together with one last analogy that I think makes the whole thing click into place. The map, the seatbelt, and the driver.
Think of it this way. Your technique, your strategy, that's the map. It shows you the potential routes you can take. Your money management, that's your seatbelt. It keeps you safe on the journey. But your mindset is the driver.
And that's the bottom line. You can have the best, most detailed map in the world and the safest car ever made. But you will only get to your destination if the driver is focused, disciplined, and actually follows the map. If the driver is reckless, emotional, or panicked, the journey always ends in a crash.
You really have to remember this. The market doesn't care how high your IQ is. It doesn't want smart people. It wants disciplined people. Success isn't about knowing more than everybody else. It's about controlling yourself better than they can.
So think of your technique as the key that can unlock a door full of opportunity. But your mindset, that's the hand that holds the key. And whether you have the focus and the stability to unlock that door, or you let your emotions make you fumble and drop it, well, that's entirely up to you.